Hi, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I'm going to do sourdough cinnamon rolls, which I have a video on here for pumpkin sourdough cinnamon rolls, sourdough pumpkin cinnamon rolls. I have a video on here for that. And now I want to try just regular ones. However, I haven't had the best of luck with cinnamon rolls in general. I think I'm over baking them, which is a simple fix, but it's enough that I don't want to make them all the time, which is probably not a horrible thing, honestly. But remember those dinner rolls that I made a couple weeks ago? I had a friend, because I brought those to work, and one of my friends from work was like, would you make me some of this dough and I could turn it into cinnamon rolls, because I think that would be a really good cinnamon roll dough. And I was like, yeah, I could totally do that for you. So I'd already planned to do this for Vlogmas, and I thought, why not try it? Because the doughs for the cinnamon rolls are not too terribly different. I think I will add a little bit more sweetener to my roll dough this time than I do if I'm just making rolls. But for the most part, I think they're similar enough that it should be just fine. It could be a disaster, but it could be the greatest thing. So right now I'm just gonna throw that dough together. If you wanna see that dough, I'll link it above or below, I guess. Then I will meet you after it has fermented, and then I'll see you when it's time to roll it out. Hopefully you can hear me over this machine. I am not sure if I will need to add a little bit extra flour because I added a little extra honey. And the dough is looking really wet, which could just be a problem for shaping. So I'm gonna let it knead a little bit because sometimes that's all it needs is just a little bit of working. If it continues to stick to the sides the way it's doing, then I will add a little bit more flour. So I did end up adding an additional 1/4 cup to this dough. It's still a little bit on the hydrated side. It's quite wet, but I think I can work with it. A good floured surface and we'll just probably be golden. So I will see you hopefully tomorrow morning if I can get up early enough to roll these out. And if not, then I'll see you tomorrow evening to roll them out and they'll go for a second rise. Well, you can probably tell by the lighting, it's not morning. So I didn't get to my cinnamon rolls this morning. So we're getting to them now. I just stuck the dough in the fridge because I didn't want them to overproof. So I put them in the fridge and we're gonna roll them out, cut them up, put them in a casserole dish and let them rise again overnight. So now these will rise with the lid on them overnight and I will bake them in the morning. These cinnamon rolls do not look very promising right now. Also, good morning. It's very early. It's not that early, but it feels very early to me. I'm assuming they didn't rise the way my rolls would rise because it's colder in my house. Because normally my rolls have filled out the pan with this recipe. I should have left it in the oven with the light on, but I was afraid that would be too warm. And now I'm regretting that decision, but such is life with sourdough, honestly. The other thing that could be different is the fact that it has filling in it. Maybe that hindered it somehow, but I just don't really see how that's possible. So I'm just preheating the oven. I am gonna try that trick where you pour cream over it and bake them in the cream, but we're just gonna see how these turn out. These really aren't for anything necessarily. I mean, I'm posting this because it's kind of like a make ahead for Christmas morning. If you made everything and let them rose overnight on Christmas Eve, then you can just pop them in the oven Christmas morning and that would be great. But these don't have a specific purpose. So if they don't turn out, it's not the end of the world exactly. For now, let's bake these. All right, cinnamon rolls have just gone in. I decided to try the totally viral TikTok hack. Heavy cream over the cinnamon rolls I've done before. The part that I only know from TikTok, you basically add more of the cinnamon sugar filling on top. I wanted to do that because I wasn't sure that I put enough cinnamon sugar filling in the middle because it didn't quite reach every edge, which is something that I am constantly working on. However, I think it might have been too much. I don't know. We're just gonna see. I'm still a little worried about the rising. Oh my gosh. I just checked on the cinnamon rolls and they rose. I'm so happy right now. You have no idea. Oh, you guys, look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. Now here is where I keep getting messed up with, that's better light. I keep getting messed up, I think, with my cinnamon rolls because they look super light on the top. And so I bake them and then I think I bake them too long, waiting for them to get brown. They've been in there almost a full 20 minutes and they are still not that brown. So my dough recipe, which is the dinner rolls, says to bake them for 20 to 25 minutes when it's rolls. So I'm gonna do at least 5 more minutes and I'm gonna look up another cinnamon roll recipe and see what they say because I don't really know how to tell if they're done all the way. Anyway, number one obstacle out of the way, they rose, super happy about it, and we're gonna see how they taste in just a minute. All right, so we went with 25 minutes. I might be regretting the amount of sugar that is on here because it is just pooling in cinnamony goodness. But don't let that deter you from trying this recipe. Maybe just put the cream on top. Don't worry about all the other stuff. Here we go, let's try one. Hot. It almost feels doughy, but when I look in the center, I can tell that it's baked. All right, I'm gonna leave it. If I had more time, I think I would put it back in the oven, but naturally I have to go to work. So I'm just gonna cover this with foil and let it cool. Enjoy this cinnamon roll, because it is very good. And I'll see you in the next one.